Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today's topic of discussion is understanding emotional intelligence, what it is and why it's matter. So our chat GPT is ready and let's get rolling the video. My today's topic of discussion is understanding emotional intelligence, what it is and why it's matter.
Awesome choice. Emotional intelligence is basically about recognizing and understanding emotions, both your own and other people's. Then, using that awareness to guide your actions. It matters because it affects how we handle stress, communicate, make decisions, and build relationships. People with strong emotional intelligence tend to navigate conflict more calmly, empathize better, and create healthier environments around them. Think of it as emotional navigation for everyday life.
Tell me the best use case in a good way and also in a bad way which people should avoid it.
Hmm. Let me think. Think of emotional intelligence like a tool. In a good use case, say a manager notices an employee is unusually quiet. Instead of criticizing, they ask what's going on, learn it's a family issue, and adjust deadlines where possible. That builds trust and productivity. But in a bad way. Emotional awareness can be used to manipulate people, like a salesperson intentionally triggering fear just to close a deal. The difference is intent. With empathy and integrity, it's constructive. Without them, it turns into something toxic.
So you describe me as a professional or a productive, like a product selling. I want to know about a word manipulation. Do you think it is harmful for families?
Checking on that? Yes, often it can be harmful, especially if it's repeated or used to control someone's choices by guilt or pressure. But not every emotional appeal is manipulation. Healthy emotional communication supports understanding, respects boundaries, and keeps choice intact. The same emotional skills can build trust or, if misused, erode it.
So tell me the method where we can identify a person who is trying to manipulate someone and give me the steps to avoid it.
Checking. There isn't one magic sign, but patterns matter. If someone repeatedly makes you feel guilty to get what they want, rushes you into decisions, ignores your boundaries, or constantly shifts blame, that's a red flag. To avoid getting pulled in, pause before reacting. Ask yourself, what is actually being asked of me, and is it reasonable? Stick to facts, clear boundaries, and say, I need time to think. If the behavior keeps repeating, limit that person's influence over your decisions.
And what about those persons who becomes a very good in front of someone and making bad activities at their back? How to deal with it?
Hmm. People who act one way in front of you and another behind can be manipulative, but it could also just be gossip or inconsistency. Watch for patterns like talking negatively about everyone behind their backs, switching stories to create conflict, or making you doubt others constantly. The best approach is stick with direct communication, verify information, avoid getting pulled into triangulation or gossip, and keep your boundaries solid. If trust keeps breaking down, it's totally okay to step back and protect your mental space.
So, do you think overthinking control emotions?
Let me check that for a sec. Overthinking usually doesn't help emotional control. It tends to amplify emotions. Emotional intelligence is more about noticing feelings and then deciding whether they're actually based on facts. Instead of looping in thought, you acknowledge the feeling, then redirect to something constructive. So, yeah, overthinking generally makes control harder, not easier.
So, tell me about the emotions control. If someone who wants to control their emotions, is this a good thing or a person should be in their realistic life? I want to say realistic emotion, like what they had, they want to express, and they want to be in a flow of emotions. Which one will be the better option?
Let me think. That's a thoughtful question. Neither extreme is great. Bottling every emotion backfires, and so does expressing every feeling impulsively. Emotional intelligence aims for balance. Notice what you feel, name it, understand it, and choose a response that fits the situation. Not suppress, but respond rather than react. Think before acting, express honestly but respectfully. That is generally the healthiest flow. It keeps you grounded and keeps relationships healthier.
So, can you tell me, can you give me a example for? Let me think what I wanted to say. So, the question was, I'm still thinking what I was asking. Uh, every feeling, there is an emotional intelligence, not the I think I forget what I want to ask. Let's carry on what you are saying.
Sure, no problem. If you remember later, we can pick up right where we left off. For now, we can just chat.
Well, I wanted an example for a thing which was yeah. Now I remember. So the thing was, I want to know about what is emotional intelligence. Like I want an example which explain me this in further more detail.
Checking. A detailed example helps. Imagine two colleagues, Ali and Balal. Both hear their boss say the presentation needs improvement. Ali, with low emotional intelligence, takes it as criticism, gets defensive, maybe argues, and later complains. Bilal, with stronger emotional intelligence, notices that disappointment, takes a breath, asks for specifics, then uses the feedback to improve. Same emotion arises, but the response is different. That's the practical value. You don't erase the emotion, you guide your actions.
Okay,
Glad to hear.
first ignore the noises, bad background which are happening. You have to
Hmm.
select only English language which I am saying. And another question my is that what do you think about the emotional intelligence? Which person should deal better? Like you given me two examples of Ali and Lal. I think both are on their perspective are right. Maybe on the job, Ali was targeting and there it's based on totally situations and the condition. So we can't expect this as an example. I need an example where I can understand this easily like what is actually emotional intelligence is.
Checking. That's fair. In real life, we often don't know who's right. So, emotional intelligence isn't about who's right, it's about how you handle your emotions. For example, someone cuts you off in traffic. One person explodes angry, chases them. Another feels angry but breathes, slows down, and focuses on driving safely. Same emotion, different response. Emotional intelligence is noticing the emotion but not letting it drive the car, metaphorically speaking, of course.
Okay, so now I understand my point, what I was asking. So that was our conversation. Now let's end this discussion.
Okay, ending here. I'm glad we explored that. We covered definition, manipulation, warning signs, overthinking, and choosing thoughtful responses. Thanks for the engaging discussion. Enjoy your day, and looking forward to next time.
ओके, तो ये थी हमारी आज की डिस्कशन विद चैट जीपीटी। उम्मीद करते हैं आपको पसंद आई हो, एंड अगर आपके जहन में कोई सवाल हो तो वो आप कर सकते हैं। मिलते हैं